Live post-game show featuring the most important voice of all, you the Husker fan. Big Red Overreaction is sponsored by Coors Light, keeping Nebraska chill, and by Equitable Bank. Also by Burton. When your plumbing's hurting, just call Burton. Get on the line now at 402-951-1620 and sound off on Big Red Overreaction. Live on 1620 The Zone and 1019 The K.
5-yard gain, 2nd and 5 from the 15. 6:40 to go in the game. Allen stays in there. Thompson gets the shotgun snap. Gives it off to A.J. Squirts through. 10-5. Touchdown, Nebraska. A.J. Allen. Welcome to touchdown land in Lincoln.
Welcome to touchdown land. Here we are. It's Big Red Overreaction brought to you by Coors Light, keeping Nebraska chill. Connor Happer, Damon Benning. Hello, Damon.
Hello, Connor.
It's my maiden voyage on Big Red Overreaction.
Oh, my goodness.
I thought that it could have been, well, it certainly could have been worse.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been good.
But here we are. Nebraska wins for the first time in over 330 days.
I think we got one!
38-17 over North Dakota this afternoon here at in Lincoln. Casey Thompson, 14-21, 193 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Damon might have a guy here in Anthony Grant, number 10.
Yeah, you might do that. 23
carries for 189 yards and 2 touchdowns. Popped off a 46-yard run. They got things going on the ground. It wasn't pretty for a half, and then things were figured out.
They got it figured out
a little bit.
Yeah. How about this though? With 41 carries on the day for Nebraska, and 3 design runs by your QB too. So that's not bad. That's a new little wrinkle.
Did you notice a little change there in the second half?
I did. Little QB run game. Yeah. Imagine that.
Maybe somebody else with a play sheet in their hands.
Oh yeah. When you get orbit motion and you get like dive and you're showing triple, you probably have a Coach Frost warning.
Yeah.
That was a Frost warning.
Yeah, it seems
they needed that though.
No, they needed a jolt.
Yeah, that offense was a little stagnant, and at the half, Nebraska had given up more rushing yards than they had rushed for. But if you're looking for a glass and you want to make sure it's half full, they had a better second half than the first half, which around these parts has been uncharacteristic.
You'll take it. They finished stronger than they started. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's a Bo Pelini job right there. I'll take it.
Outscored North Dakota, 24-10 in the second half.
7-7 at the half.
Yep, 7-7 at the half, and they win at 38-17. We are here for you guys here on Big Red Overreaction this fine Saturday evening on the first full day of college football. We'll talk about some other games as well. Connor Happer and Damon Benning with you, and we'd like you to give us a call, 402-951-1620. You could also send us a text. We are streaming live on Zone TV. You can watch us there, and the easiest way to do that is at 1620thezone.com. All right, Damon, what's the takeaway today? Is there a...
Whoa. You want to ease into this? Or?
Well, how else are we going to ease into it?
I don't know,
start big and then whittle it down.
Working like Sunday morning. How about that?
We got the pleasantries out of the way. Hey, hello, how are you? Anthony Grant ran for almost 200 yards. That's great.
I think takeaways. There's probably a handful, right? Nebraska's has yet to figure out how to stop folks on the ground, right? Yeah. They've got to get better stopping the run. The tackling
popped back up again.
Still remains a little shoddy. And, Nebraska played a better second half than the first. So you kind of like the mojo. But the offensive line, and listen, I'm not one of those guys. I was getting 1,000 texts and DMs because that is my guy. Listen, Teddy Prohaska does not feel well.
No, he's not ready yet.
He's not ready to play. And I've said this for 3 months, that I was going to recalibrate my expectation levels because I know he's not feeling good. And there are some times out there where it is really a struggle. It is sometimes hard to watch, but he's got to play through it and get in game shape, and he'll be better late than he is early.
Yeah, they clearly are not quite gelled yet on that offensive line. Prohaska's certainly a piece that they got to get the other pieces going too. In the second half, by the way, we mentioned there at the beginning when they changed a little bit, tweaked a little bit with what they were doing offensively. Penalties popped back up a little bit too. So there was that piece of it as well. So we got plenty of things to get into. That's just the beginning. 402-951-1620. Let's start things off with Jake on the Les Hills Harley Davidson hotline. Jake, you're leading off. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Jake, what's up?
Really, Damon, 0-27, man?
What just happened?
Oh, he's just talking about my high school record. Jake was
wow.
Yeah.
This is not how we're starting.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Banned.
I mean, that was creative. I've never heard that before. I've never heard that before.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Nebraska won. Nebraska won the football game.
Jake,
They won by 3 touchdowns.
love the fake names.
Let's go to caller number 2. Jason in Kansas City. Hi, Jason.
Hey, guys. Hey, this is Mr. Positive. Welcome to Nebraska football, Coach Whipple. We run the ball. Welcome to it, Coach Frost, where we don't have Peyton Manning or Tom Brady in the backfield being the quarterback. You know, Martinez was not Tom Brady. Casey Thompson's not Peyton Manning. We're finally – this could be the moment, hopefully the second half tweak, where they figure out where we run the ball, and that sets up your pass that you like to do. That's been Nebraska's MO for years, and we've gotten away from it, and it's finally glad to see it open up there in the fourth quarter. I really hope this could be a moment where things turn around. For years, we've had these coaches come in and think they want to turn them into Peyton Mannings and Tom Brady. They're not. This is college football. There's not a bunch of pros out there. Do what it is. Run the ball to set up the pass. And I love what we saw. And I'm hoping that this is going to be a moment for Whipple and Frost to figure out this is what we do and how you're going to do it at Nebraska.
Thanks, Jason. Appreciate it.
180 seconds in, and we get first. That's the first run the ball guy.
They got to figure it out, man.
Listen,
in the first half, it was throwing to set up the run, and
you want some unbelievable numbers to run the ball for 6 yards a carry when you had less than 60 yards at the half. You finished with, I think, what, 244 for the game?
Yeah, let me check.
I think it's
244. Correct.
Yeah, 244
That's
for
6
the
yards
game.
a carry.
And get this, you want to know the crazy thing?
8.2 for Grant.
You had less than 13. You're minus 13 minutes in time of possession.
Yeah.
You may not. I mean, you talk about bizarre.
Yeah.
You only had the ball for 23 minutes.
I mean, that's the story of the game. You changed who you were in the second half, and that's a team. That's a team who's clearly more comfortable doing that than getting, settled in the other way.
Yeah.
I mean, the first half, like I said, they were passing the ball with the hope of it setting up a run. And Frost goes into halftime. He says, "Hey, look, it's bad. We got no rhythm." And they come out in the second half, and Scott's got a sheet of paper in his hand, and they are running with the quarterback, and they run the option boom on that first play. They're doing something different. So now the big question is, what does it look like going forward?
Yeah.
And who are you going to be? Because this has got to really be sussed out now.
Well, it's interesting, right? Because it was almost like it wasn't begrudgingly, but the crazy thing is, as the game got tighter, Nebraska seemed to get more patient and settle in. That hasn't been their MO, right? Usually, the more they get squeezed, the more frenetic it looks and kind of wild. Like Nebraska kind of settled in and looked like something recognizable, even though the game got close. They looked
about as comfortable as they had.
That was very un-Nebraska-ish as of late, if you're looking for something to build on.
All right. Once again, 402-951-1620. Do want to hear from you guys. We can line them up there, and we got Dan in Lincoln. Hi, Dan.
Hey, how you guys doing?
What's up, Dave?
Good. Beautiful day out. Beautiful day. Got a victory out of this. I'm going to go through the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Okay.
The good, I thought, was we wore them down up front, got the running game going, and took control of the line of scrimmage late. And that felt good. That felt like a good old-fashioned Husker victory, the way we wear out teams in the past. The bad, man, the tackling. What the heck? They got to get better at that. The ugly, come on, the special teams. I mean, you block a punt, you got to know
It took a
you
step
can't
backwards
touch
today.
the ball when it's past the line of scrimmage like that. Just come on. And then Grant not being able to field the ball cleanly on the kickoff. And then what was that kickoff? Was that some sort of another onside kick attempt? Was he trying to squib it to take care of field position? I wasn't sure what was going on there. So but I'll hang up and listen.
Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it.
I'll be curious to hear it because I guarantee somebody's going to ask that in the press conference. I'll be curious to see.
Going for a squib, right?
He put his head down and he had his hands on his knees like that wasn't supposed to go like that.
Yeah, so
but I'll be curious to hear what he says.
We probably got a few minutes until we hear from Scott Fresser. So why don't we get our first break out of the way? Once again, you can line them up 402-951-1620. Big Red Overreaction brought to you by Burton. When your plumbing's hurting, just call Burton. Connor Happer, Damon Benning with you as Nebraska wins it 38-17 this afternoon. We'll come back. We'll hear from the coach next on 1620 The Zone.
Right now with Burton AC Heating, Plumbing, and more, you can get a furnace safety check and cleaning for only $55 and 5 cans of food. In other words, as you turn on the heat and turn in 5 cans of food, you'll help support our community by feeding families in need. All donations go to benefit Food Bank for the Heartland. Book your service today at justcallburton.com.
When the ball turns to silver, just call Burton Silver. He will fix it right.
Hello, I'm Doug Nodgard with Equitable Bank. If you've been dissatisfied with your current banking situation, maybe it's time to move to a bank that works to deserve your business. We have an engaged staff that offers exceptional personalized service. We also have a great digital banking platform. We have 2 locations at 108th and Dodge or 202nd and Pacific. So if you're looking for a superior banking relationship, give us a call at 402-827-8100. We'll answer on the first ring. Equitable Bank, we take banking personally. Member FDIC.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain Cold Refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
It's Big Red Overreaction, brought to you by Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. Big Red Overreaction continues in 1 minute on 1620 The Zone and 1019 The K. More info and opinions on Big Red than one station can handle. Now on 2 stations. Big Red Overreaction postgame on 1620 The Zone and 1019 The K. Sound off. 402-951-1620. Big Red Overreaction is sponsored by Burton AC Heating, Plumbing, and more. When your plumbing's hurting, just call Burton. Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. And Coors Light, keeping Nebraska chill.
Back to throw is Schuster, looking down the middle field, hit, and ball pops out. It's loose in a pile up, and the Huskers, I think, have it. Stephon Wynn, I think, has it. As Nelson hitting from the backside, the ball squirted forward, and the Huskers have forced that turnover.
Connor Happer, Damon Benning back with you on Big Red Overreaction on 1620 The Zone and 1019 The Keg. Nebraska wins at 38-17. We'll hear from Scott Frost in just a little bit. Offensively, things turned around in the second half. Defensively, still trying to find their way a little bit on that side of the ball. Got some pressure, though, in the second half. Ended up coming up with what? Damon, how many sacks?
Nebraska?
Yeah. Just one?
Yeah. They had two for 8
yards.
yards.
The one with Mathis.
Yeah. And then
a couple hurries.
They gave up 3 though. So you gotta win that one.
Right.
Won the turnover battle. And they lost the tackles for loss battle as well. So if you're looking for havoc plays, advantage North Dakota.
Yeah.
And listen, I mean, 33 for 175, 5.3 a carry. Nebraska gave up on the ground. Isaiah Smith got loose late. But even Husman and those guys, it's still too many YPCs.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta it's gonna be hard, tough sledding if you don't find a way to stop the ground game.
We sit there and you watch Iowa, and I don't know, you can make fun of the result that they had today. It's a pretty hard fought game. But they got a guy to the ball, and maybe the first guy gets there, and maybe that ball carrier spins off of it. But man, they got 3 or 4 guys backing that thing up. Nebraska needs to get on that a little bit more too. All right,
more hats to the ball.
Yep, more hats to the ball, Damon. 402-951-1620. You can call in, but we do have Scott Frost at the podium. We'll take that here.
Great team. It's not right now, and that was my message to them. So that puts us in a perfect position to have the potential to be good, but know that we got a lot of work to do and a lot of things to fix. Questions?
What was the tone and tenor in the halftime locker room? Like, because you came off the field and I think you were pretty fired up. Did that continue in the locker room?
Yeah, part of that was deserved and part wasn't. We only got 4 possessions on offense in the first half. I didn't realize that until after the game. And we had the ball down there again, took a strip sack. Can't do it. When we get to league play, when you get the ball past the other team's 40, you got to be aggressive but careful to not ever give up points. And those type of plays that give up points can be backbreakers in close games. Glad it wasn't today. We're still finding our way a little bit. I love the guys I have on my office and staff. They're bright. They're doing a great job coaching. I think you can see the improvement by position. We're still figuring it out together, and the team's still figuring it out together, and the players are still figuring it out together. And in some ways, I thought we made some big strides from last week, but there's still a lot to fix.
Scott, who called the plays in the first half and who called the plays?
I'm not ever going to get into that, but all I'll say is we got a lot of smart people on the staff, and the more we can cooperate, the better we're going to be.
The catch Trey made there, that moment, how big was that? Did you feel like it allowed your team to breathe a little bit on that and get that drive going?
Yeah, the team did a great job of keeping its composure, but it was way closer than we wanted to at a couple points. And, in those moments, you got to have players step up sometimes, and we haven't always gotten that. And Trey stepped up, Garrett stepped up and made a big play for us. Tommy stepped up and made a big play for us. Obviously, the running backs did. Thought the O-line blocked really well down the stretch. So, hey, we've been in that situation a lot where we've been in a close game that can go either way, and sometimes you just need the guys to do what they've been trained to do.
So is Anthony better than you originally thought?
We'll see. I don't want to crown him yet. I know how Nebraska is. There's no need to clear space to retire his number or anything right now, but he had a good day.
You like that combination, though, of him and AJ, and what do they do for you out there today?
Yeah, honestly, I thought both those two ran great. Gabe Irvin's a fine football player. He deserves to play too. Ramir Johnson was one of our workhorses last year, and he's still getting caught a little in between, and we got to make sure there's packages for him. Because I love that kid and what he's poured into this program, and he's a really good football player. We're running at skill position. We're running into a little bit of a problem. We got a lot of guys that deserve to play, but I'm really proud of AG and AJ today. Both those guys are going to be good players around here. We got to make sure we're using all of them.
What was the squib kick supposed to look like?
Thanks for calling it a squib kick. I meant to open with a joke about that. We have the smartest football fans in America, and I want them all to know that was not an onside. We practice that all the time, that if we get a 15-yard penalty on the PAT, rather than kick it out of the end zone and give them the ball, we try to squib it and bury him inside the 20. And our aim has been off on a couple of those, and we hit somebody. So I'm glad that wasn't a penalty kick in a soccer game to win a game or to hit the goalie in the face.
Scott, it's been a while since you guys have won a game. How nice is it to have a good feeling being in this place, and what can this do to the team to kind of give them positive reaction?
Yeah, I hadn't ever really thought of that, and I know that's the reality. But this is a different team, and we got to make this team a team. It doesn't have a lot to do with losing close games down the stretch last year. It doesn't really have much to do with that, other in the scope of my career. I love Ted Lasso. Everybody that's around football loves Ted Lasso. We need big goldfish, and I think they did a good job of that this week and just coming ready to go. We have a lot we can get better at. I think the team's in a great place because I think they're confident and they see the talent, but they know, hey, we can be a lot better than we were today.
We can ask Casey, but what did he tell you he saw on that interception?
You know, in the second half, we moved the pocket a little bit, and I think that helps him sometimes. We got some tall linemen, and I would guess that maybe he just didn't see the guy. They dropped 8 on that play. So they dropped into coverage, and he had time, and I was watching the route develop, and that's where the ball was supposed to go. He could have put it in a window, and I don't know if he was trying to throw over him or didn't see the guy, but yeah, that's a big play. Coach Osborne told us every single week, we got to be a more physical team. We got to play better than the other team on special teams. We got to win the turnover battle. We're 0-2 and trying to win the turnover battle. And that's one of the major things that needs to get fixed.
I know on Thursday you liked where your team was at, but were you, now that it's over, were you worried about this week and just how it was going to play out? And are you glad to kind of move into a more normal format now?
Yeah, the kids still came and gave effort at practice, but you could see that I think the right word is they're just a little off. And I think that's natural. We had a couple of our leaders down this week. I think we'll get them back real soon. We had some sickness going through the team. So it was just a weird week. Please don't take that as an excuse. It was just a weird week. I think you guys have all flown overseas and been kind of run down, and that's just what it felt like. But the effort at practice was great. And I don't know if that had to do with why it took us a little while to get started on offense, but we got more of a normal week now, so we'll be back on schedule.
What did you see from them at halftime? I mean, it had to be kind of a frustrating game for the offense, only 23 snaps or whatever. What was like the reaction of the players? How do you see them?
I give them a lot of credit. I had a great talk with their coach, with Coach Schweigert after the game and before the game. Bubba, what a great guy. And I think he does an unbelievable job with what they have. They're going to have a chance in every game like we do. I think they're really well coached. Our kids did a great job. You probably didn't notice a lot of the gadgets and things because our kids did a great job keeping their eyes and being disciplined and not giving up one of those. We knew we needed to get ahead so they couldn't milk the clock, and we didn't. So we kind of played right into their hands. I don't think they could have asked for a better situation than tied at halftime. And luckily we came out and did what we were supposed to do in the third quarter. Otherwise we wouldn't have had very many snaps at all.
You said the game didn't look the way you thought it would. What was the most different from what you anticipated?
I hoped that we would do what we did in the second half and the first half. And I hoped we'd get some more guys in at the end of the game. I hoped we'd make a fewer dumb plays and give up plays, but the other team practices too, and some of what happened is credit to them. Some of the things are things that we can fix. Thank you.
That's Scott Frost, and we'll take a break shortly here, but there's some emotion there. I think
a ton. Hold that thought. He was you just know him, right? You can hear it, and not sure what transpired between post game and by the time he took the podium, but that tempo and his cadence and his voice, he was extremely emotional. Just not sure about what. It could have been about something. He was very, very, very intense.
Big Red Overreaction is brought to you by Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. You can call in 402-951-1620. We're back with more Big Red Overreaction on 1620 The Zone and 101.9 The Keg.
Sunday morning is all about church, eggs, and the Sunday paper. But right next to church, it's made for hot takes and reactions. Severe Reactions. Michael Severe is back on 1620 The Zone with Severe Reaction. Sundays 8 to 10 and doesn't hold back on what went right and what went wrong on Saturday. He'll also take calls from the most important voice of all, yours. Severe Reaction. Sundays from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Powered by Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. Only on 1620 The Zone.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do, do it with a Coors Light. Mountain Cold Refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Right now with Burton AC Heating, Plumbing, and more, you can get a furnace safety check and cleaning for only $55 and 5 cans of food. In other words, as you turn on the heat and turn in 5 cans of food, you'll help support our community by feeding families in need. All donations go to benefit Food Bank for the Heartland. Book your service today at justcallburton.com.
When the buzzards are silver, just cover the silver. He will visit right.
Hello, I'm Doug Nodgard with Equitable Bank. If you've been dissatisfied with your current banking situation, maybe it's time to move to a bank that works to deserve your business. We have an engaged staff that offers exceptional personalized service. We also have a great digital banking platform. We have 2 locations at 108th and Dodge or 202nd and Pacific. So if you're looking for a superior banking relationship, give us a call at 402-827-8100. We'll answer on the first ring. Equitable Bank, we take banking personally. Member FDIC.
It's Big Red Overreaction, brought to you by Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. Big Red Overreaction continues in 1 minute on 1620 The Zone and 1019 The K. More info and opinions on Big Red than one station can handle. Now on 2 stations. Big Red Overreaction post team on 1620 The Zone and 1019 The K. Sound off 402-951-1620. Big Red Overreaction is sponsored by Burton AC Heating, Plumbing, and more. When your plumbing's hurting, just call Burton. Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. And Coors Light, keeping Nebraska chill.
All right, Big Red Overreaction brought to you by Coors Light, keeping Nebraska chill. Connor Happer, Damon Benning. We just heard from Scott Frost there. He did mention, Damon, there's some sickness going throughout the team. And you heard him at halftime on the BTN broadcast, and he was a little hoarse, I think. But I think there was some emotion there.
Oh, for sure.
I felt like there was a lot there. And there's not much probably patience left to try and he knows the clock's ticking. Everybody knows the clock's ticking, and they know how tall the task is in bringing this team together over the next couple weeks.
And in those times in between press conferences, right? You're addressing the team, you're talking, you're going to exchange some ideas. Maybe some players pull you to the side. Maybe it's parents, but he was definitely, and I'm not saying it's to the good or to the bad, because I can appreciate the passion, but you could very much tell he was in the moment of some fresh off of some sort of conversation. You can, his cadence really give it away when he's delivering the message, and he's pretty fired up. There was a lot in there. The Ramir Johnson thing. I know he thinks a ton of Ramir. I think Scott's I think he wants to be loyal to his guys, right? And I think he feels like Ramir's paid a price. So I think he wants him to play. He's got some explaining to do. Gabe Ervin, we've talked about his character a ton, right? How he was on the player panel, and he's been a good ambassador, and he worked his tail off. And I feel like he feels like he deserves a shot. And so, there was a lot of rationalizing, I think, other people's emotions, maybe not necessarily his. I think he's rationalizing a lot of other people's emotions when he's talking to us, because there are a couple of those guys that he knows have really busted their rear end for the program that aren't seeing the immediate dividends being paid. And I think that's what we heard.
Well, and then you get the question about Grant and, a guy who runs for almost 200 yards. And he says, we don't want to crown him. We don't want to anoint him. He certainly looked like the guy over the first 2 games.
Good call on that.
But that's related.
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
Totally. And there's a lot in there. When he says it, I don't think he trusts us to know what to do with any accolades, but he's also talking to his team, maybe a couple of the aforementioned guys too, because he's not trying to let them know either that their days are done, because I think he knows that those guys are hurting too. There was a lot in there. You want to heap praise on Grant. And I think in typical Scott Frost fashion, right, he's going to try to buoy it with a little sarcasm. And this time it was, I know how Nebraska is. We don't have to hang his jersey yet. We're not going to crown him, because that goes back to the Cam Jurgens thing. And Ramir and Gabe and guys that he knows are good guys for the program, he doesn't want to kill their spirits either.
That's the challenge.
That's the part of being a
Yeah,
head coach.
you
People
have
don't
to
understand,
manage
though.
all
You
of
have
that.
to. It's all on the table, and now he's closer to it than ever because some of it isn't in his control. If that makes sense. I get a chance. I can talk to you, and you can come talk to me because I'm accessible. Because I'm not as preoccupied doing what I ordinarily would be. And I also know maybe if I was doing what I ordinarily would be, it may be different for you. So there's a lot in there to manage, man. Being a head coach, there's 5 million reasons why you've got to be able to stay in the kitchen and handle the heat. But
and all at the same time, you got to win a game.
Oh yeah. I mean, he knows he's coaching for his job. Every game out.
Back to the phones on the Les Hills Harley Davidson hotline. We have, let's go to Eric. He's been waiting patiently. Hey, Eric, what's up?
Hey, guys, how's it going?
What's up,
I just want to start with that defense. I think, first off, I think we're going to figure the defense out. I think as the season goes, I'm not too worried about that. Garrett Nelson's going to get him in line. But we're definitely playing a little too soft on those long third downs. We got to get that together. But, again, we have some coverage sacks, some coverage pressures just by keeping them covered up there pretty well. So I think we're going to figure that out. Going over the offense, we got Omar Manning. We got Trey Palmer, Casey Thompson, 2 picks, not great. It could be better, but I think he's also going to figure it out. Then we got Grant. I'm gonna crown him. People aren't going to crown him early. I'm going to crown him. Heisman contender right now. He's there. He's on his way. Then we got Vokalek. All right, we got weapons. We got some dogs on offense. And I really think between Scott and between Whipple, it's going to eventually click. There's a lot going on for all these guys. They're all brand new to the team, brand new to each other. But I think it's all going to click for them. I think the defense is going to figure it out. And I truly think, first off, Kool-Aid, it was invented in Nebraska. But 9, 10, 11 wins, it's all there for us right now. We got some guys on that team, and I believe. I do.
Eric on the board.
Eric, thanks for the call.
For AG.
Here for Anthony Grant being
and
a
the
dog.
Heisman.
He's got that dog in him.
Hurt.
Hey, he
And
makes some plays, though.
yeah,
I mean,
how about just making guys miss at the LOS?
yeah, that's a thing that's been missing for a while.
I mean, he is he's so decisive. The thing that I didn't know, right? Because I wasn't all in just because I said this out loud. I didn't know how his style would translate because he's so choppy and he broke a ton of tackles at the junior college level. And I was thinking, well, he's not a big guy,
but he's patient enough.
So how is that going to translate?
Yeah.
And you know what he stopped doing? He's not just making moves for the sake of making moves. He's continuing to gain ground while he's putting his feet
Falls
in the
forward.
dirt. Yeah. I mean, he's gotten a lot of good development going on right there because he was already kind of a talented guy. You just had to make sure that where you're good and what your skill sets are with your attributes were portable to Power 5 football.
Big Red Overreaction. Connor Happer, Damon Benning with you on 1620 The Zone and 101.9 The Keg. Brought to you by Burton. When your plumbing's hurting, just call Burton. Let's go back to the Les Hills Harley Davidson hotline, and we hear from Bill in Georgia. Bill, what's going on?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Bill.
You know, I've learned to love Damon, but how'd you ever get over Clinton Childs? And how would you compare yourself to number 10? Do you think you would start?
Oh, fudge. I don't know, man. I don't know.
And lastly, just you were talking the other day about on defensive lineman over 4. That is truly concerning.
Yeah.
We're talking Black, Marquise Black. We're talking
Jalen Weaver, Raekwon Buckley.
Defensive lineman. Why are you so concerned about these 4? I mean, that is literally the next 4 years of our life here on this team.
You mean, why am I concerned? Like I should be more optimistic, or you're sharing in my concern because of the lack of depth?
You're the only one that really knows.
Yeah.
Of the entire Nebraska media. So why are you saying over 4?
Because so I get to what he's talking about. So he's going back to appreciate the call.
Thanks, Bill.
I'm like that. Like when we get ready to go, like you can just be like,
let's do it.
Yeah. So I was talking to Sharpie earlier in the week about how they've got to replenish the defensive line because between 19, 20, and 20,
Well, look who they have out there. Look who they have out there.
yeah,
There's a
so-
lot of Ty. I don't know what the snap counts were today. But there's a lot of Ty Robinson. There's a lot of Colton Feast.
Well, let me just give you the names, right? You got Rukon Buckley, Jalen Weaver, Marquise Black.
None of them have played.
Jordan Riley, Nash
Left.
Hutmacher, who's trying to come along, Mosai Newsom,
Yeah, that's
Jakeem Green. All these guys that you brought in for this defensive line in the last 2.5 years aren't contributing. So it doesn't take long for the sins of recruiting to manifest themselves if you don't hit on an inordinate number. And right now, like they're in D-line kind of purgatory, right? You're going to have to get a couple of quick fixes to buy you some time and then get back into the high school ranks to give yourself a chance to develop talent.
Devin Drew credited with 1 tackle today, by the way.
And you know what? This time around, Wynn probably got more snaps than Drew.
Yeah,
I'm guessing
Wynn's got 4 tackles and he had a fumble recovery.
Yeah, I'm guessing. I got to look at the player participation deal, but it seems like it's flip-flop from a week ago. It seems like advantage Wynn this week.
This is the thing on the defensive line and how little is there right now, and it's gonna be a problem, especially if your guys, you're working on trying to figure out how to tackle. I think your linebackers are really adjusting to that. Last year, you don't want to say they had life easy, but man, they got some guys. They had some guys in front of them. They were spoiled for sure.
I still can't get over how dismissive we were of our personnel last year. To listen to the talent talk to compare 2021 to 2022, sometimes I just had to chuckle. It's like, Austin Allen's going to be on a practice squad. Samari Toure
made a roster.
Is making a roster. JoJo Doman is on a roster. Like, I didn't get it. I just didn't get it. And now we'll see how this plays out. Nebraska's got to play to their strengths. So what we saw in the second half is everything that we talked about in the offseason. Significantly better run blocking than they were with pass pro. And the strength of your team, in my opinion, is in the backfield. Right? We still are waiting for all the love and the hoopla and the fanfare about TP. Right? We're still waiting for Trey Palmer. Washington was really good in week 1. Not so much having an impact today.
2 for 31.
Omar Manning he's back for the time being. I mean, it's Alante Brown coming off the big week 1.
Yeah. Hey, we can go through the receivers.
Not so much in week 2.
Palmer 4 for 82, Borkircher 2 for 32 and a touchdown.
He had the catch
drop
too. Yeah.
Washington 2 for 31, Alante Brown 2 for 27, Omar Manning 2 for 16.
Good distribution though. If you're going to share the rock, you know what I mean?
Brewington and Grant also had catches out of the backfield.
Sharing the rock.
All right, back to the phones here. Let's go to Vince in Napa. Vince in wine country. Hi, Vince.
Good afternoon, fellas. How are you?
Good. Oh, what's up, V? How are you?
Vince before?
Yes, indeed. And you know what? As you guys know, I come with a warning label.
The apostrophe, right? How do we read it? D. What's up, buddy?
Hey, fellas. How are you? But as far as today's game goes, I'd say it was. You definitely saw enough bad to where you can get the team's attention, but in the second half, you also saw enough good to where hopefully they can parlay it, something that they haven't done on a regular basis in the Scott Frost era. But the biggest thing that I liked more than anything, and granted some of the game situation dictated it, but I just like the fact that in the second half, there was much more of a commitment to running the football.
Yeah, they settled down.
Exactly. Because the thing about it, and Damon, you could speak to this better than any of us could, but the thing about the running game is that it helps every aspect of your team, because for one, you're practicing against you're on defense, you're practicing against a physical offense. So as a result, your defense is going to be more physical. You also help your quarterback, you help your passing game windows. And more than anything, when the game gets dicey, it kind of helps you, it kind of helps you settle it down, but the first half was a little bit more than a little disturbing and it could have gotten ugly. As mentally fragile as this team has been at times, it could have gotten really dicey. But the good news is that they decided to respond in the second half. But and I read something online. I forget exactly who wrote it. Saying, well, Scott Frost is going to need the Oklahoma game to save his job. It's like, well, he also needs the North Dakota game, and he also needs the Georgia Southern game because. But the biggest thing that I want to see with Georgia Southern next week is, there's an old saying: you either feel pressure or you apply pressure. And in the second half, we applied pressure. Next week, I want to see us apply pressure for 60 minutes and go out there and open up a can and kick ass and fight with bloody knuckles.
That's my man, Vince.
Thank you, Vince.
Vince stays lit.
Coach Vince.
Vince stays lit.
He's on the cab this evening, Vince.
Yeah, and I think we got to get this. I don't care if you're a fan or you're not a fan or you're cheering that he saves his job or you're not.
Yeah.
There's no way around acknowledging the good that came from getting off a flight overseas where you acted an ass for a good portion of that trip. You have to manage the travel. You get back. You got everybody talking bad about you. You had to get acclimated in the first half where you could have got your doors. You could have got your teeth kicked, and I won't say get your doors blown off.
Oh, yeah.
They kept it close going in at the half, and they rallied in the second half. That's not spin. That's a positive. That's a win. You already took 2 steps in the right direction of a place you've never walked before. This team caves, they crumble, and they did it with patience. So it doesn't really matter. Like, you can't.
That's growth. That's growth.
There is no but. You know what I mean? There just isn't.
Let me do another positive part today, and then we'll take a break. By the way, you're listening to Big Red Overreaction, brought to you by Coors Light, keeping Nebraska chill on 1620 The Zone,
chill,
and 101.9 The Keg. So before the season, and this is the big thing coming in with this team, all the new pieces and all the different things that you were trying to bring together to make one team. There was a concern going into the season. Who can you be? What does your personnel say you are or
that
should
was my
be?
baby. Yeah, that's the deal.
Who are you going to be in a couple weeks? And I think the first game against Northwestern was about really trying to find that and then getting out of there with a win. You didn't get out of there with a win. The next 2, this one, next week. I think you took a positive step forward today into finding the answer to that question.
Yeah, I mean,
and that's progress. For this team trying to figure this out. There's still the big picture stuff, but there's one game at a time, and you have to figure out who you are going to be and what the best method for you to win football games is. And today in the second half, it felt like was a positive step towards that.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm at.
There's just again, whether you're cheering or you're cheering against, just take a look at what they dealt with and how they managed the second half. There's no way you can't call that growth. Yeah. We've seen them wilt under less circumstances.
Even Eric Shenander too, who has a great idea of what he wants his defenses to look like, but he's got a whole bunch of new personnel and it's different from what it was last year. Yeah. So what are you good at? What are your strengths? Who are your strengths? And you could find that out in games like this. And maybe you're still working out kinks and you're still working out things and you're going to be doing that all season long.
And he's potentially found something. He's got a guy that's on en route to be a pretty good player that's still kind of flying under the radar. Isaac Gifford is playing good football right now.
He was great in the first game. He was great today.
He's playing good football right now.
Open field tackles.
And I've told a ton of stories. Matter of fact, the last high school game I saw you at, he was putting his foot in our butt.
Yeah.
Right? Like
guys everywhere.
We
talk about, size and strength and athleticism and stuff like that. That guy makes plays.
That guy is really good at what he does. And he's a real football player.
Get on the action, 402-951-1620.
He had 7 solo tackles.
Was that the number today?
7 solo, 8 total. Yeah. I mean, you're getting busy.
It's a good day
when you're not sharing tackles.
951-1620 to get in on the action. Big Red Overreaction is brought to you by Burton. When you're plumbing certain, just call Burton. We'll come back and we'll get to a few more calls.
You want my best Chris voice? It's called Burton.
Just call Burton because that Chris Scott.
This is Chris Scott with your 1620 The Zone traffic report. Burton.
Back with more on 1620 The Zone and 101.9 The Keg.
Sunday morning is all about church, eggs, and the Sunday paper. But right next to church, it's made for hot takes and reactions. Severe Reactions. Michael Severe is back on 1620 The Zone with Severe Reaction. Sundays 8 to 10 and doesn't hold back on what went right and what went wrong on Saturday. He'll also take calls from the most important voice of all, yours. Severe Reaction. Sundays from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Powered by Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. Only on 1620 The Zone.
Right now with Burton AC Heating, Plumbing, and more, you can get a furnace safety check and cleaning for only $55 and 5 cans of food. In other words, as you turn on the heat and turn in 5 cans of food, you'll help support our community by feeding families in need. All donations go to benefit Food Bank for the Heartland. Book your service today at justcallburton.com.
When the buzzers are silver, just cover the silver. He will visit right.
Hello, I'm Doug Nodgard with Equitable Bank. If you've been dissatisfied with your current banking situation, maybe it's time to move to a bank that works to deserve your business. We have an engaged staff that offers exceptional personalized service. We also have a great digital banking platform. We have 2 locations at 108th and Dodge or 202nd and Pacific. So if you're looking for a superior banking relationship, give us a call at 402-827-8100. We'll answer on the first ring. Equitable Bank, we take banking personally. Member FDIC.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain Cold Refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
It's Big Red Overreaction, brought to you by Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. Big Red Overreaction continues in 1 minute on 1620 The Zone and 1019 The Keg. More info and opinions on Big Red than one station can handle. Now on 2 stations. Big Red Overreaction postgame on 1620 The Zone and 1019 The Keg. Sound off. 402-951-1620. Big Red Overreaction is sponsored by Burton AC Heating, Plumbing, and more. When your plumbing's hurting, just call Burton. Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. And Coors Light, keeping Nebraska chill.
Back to throw is Schuster, looking down the middle field, hit, and ball pops out. It's loose, and a pile up, and the Huskers, I think, have it. Stephon Wynn, I think, has it. As Nelson hitting from the backside, the ball squirted forward, and the Huskers have forced that turnover.
That'd be Garrett Nelson with the old strip sack. As Nebraska wins it today, 38-17. Big Red Overreaction. Connor Happer, Damon Benning, brought to you by Coors Light, keeping Nebraska chill. On 1620 The Zone and 1019 The Keg. Hey, by the way, Notre Dame goes down and scores points on their first possession, 3-0. They lead Ohio State.
Yeah.
This is
They
not.
got the big play right off the bat. Got the personal foul, roughing the passer on Connor Happer.
This is not big Buckeye overreaction, but just thought I'd keep you updated.
Yeah, it is 3-0. Is Ohio State has the ball. I like Ohio State to roll in this one.
I do too.
It is plus 20 for those of you playing at home. And Florida answers a Utah score.
7-7?
7-7 in the swamp.
Back to the phones on the Los Hills Harley-Davidson hotline. Alex and Kozad joins now. Hi, Alex.
Spent a lot of time in Kozad.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Alex, what's up?
Good. Hey, I just want to let's hit on one thing first. Most importantly, that's the money. Okay, this line was crazy,
Yeah.
right?
I don't even understand. Like, it ballooned to 29.30, but what happened with the total?
What? Didn't it start at 23 or something?
Yeah, it was right around there. I think
Did it
closed,
get up to that high today?
I saw as high as 30.
Oh, I didn't even look this morning.
But the total got up to like 63 and a half. And went
Granted,
way
the best line
under.
in the game was the 190 rushing yards pays the money,
Yeah.
and that was them figuring out in the second half. Let's go to the run, cover that spread. Anyways, Vince in Napa was drunk, obviously. We agree on
Wow. Wow.
That's okay, man. You know, it's
Anyway.
Saturday night.
Vince stays pretty animated though. He's always
the
lit.
afternoon in Napa.
He's always lit.
That's
It's
true.
Saturday. But can we agree that Nebraska just played 2 of the 3 easiest opponents on their schedule, and they're 1-1.
Oh, I don't know about
We'll digest
Northwestern.
that
That
for a
remains to be seen. But I mean, yeah, sure. Like as it stands.
So let's just digest that for a second before we start talking about we got things figured out. Like
Okay.
that's my opinion.
Gotcha. I gotcha.
Is that legit?
That's legit. You're still not the litmus test. If you're looking for a litmus test that's kind of, like I said, portable, it's the fact that Nebraska didn't wilt. And if at some point we move on past, oh my goodness, Sharpie, stop that. If somehow we get past,
Thanks, Alex.
Goodness gracious,
I couldn't see. I can't see. I'm blinded by the sunlight.
blinded by the light. If we somehow can move past the level of competition and make it just about Nebraska, which is how ultimately you want it to be, right?
Right.
They had to play a certain way in the second half.
It's about them. I'm not, and we're not saying they got it all figured out.
That's for sure.
They don't have it all figured out. I said they're figuring it out.
You have to start there.
Yeah.
Right. They didn't wilt. They played better, and they showed a level of play that is going to be consistent with how I think they should play.
Right. Stuff to figure out. It's not there yet.
Yeah.
Look, and you've only played twice, and the one is already gone. Sorry, you lost it, and that hurts. But you came back from a short week and all that stuff, and you got the job done. You don't get extra points for that. It's a win. One win. And that is a good thing, right? Winning games is a good thing. I don't know. We're going to schedule or map out the opponents in terms of who's easiest and who's the most difficult. You got to win today. 1-0 starts there. I don't know. And maybe
1-0.
And maybe you can get to feeling like, hey, there is something to build on.
1-0.
Was there that last week? Was there that in the first half today?
No. No. Who's my man talking about? What did my man Stumanji say?
Was he
just 3 tackles for Robinson through 2 games?
Yeah.
Who?
Ty?
Oh, the big fella.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 99.
Yeah. One tackle, 1 solo.
Look, man.
And what would you give? What would you give Eric to figure out the total number of snaps for Ty Robinson starting now? 6 minutes or the
it can be done quickly. Yeah. I don't even know I don't even know if those participation reports are out yet.
Yeah, they're probably the coaches got to go through them too, right? So you may get 2 different ones,
and then they pass them on.
Yeah, I imagine Eric's like, hey man, he's got 2 tackles and he's played 139 snaps.
They need more guys.
And when he was off the field, it was at the 13:41 mark. It was at the 12 minutes 61. Isn't he something?
He's amazing,
dude. It's silly,
but we know it at this point. Ty Robinson is like, I don't know if what the expectation is for him to do whatever he does on the field. Nebraska needs more people to help him out. He cannot be on the field for 70 snaps a game. Nebraska as a defense cannot be on the field for 80 whatever snaps a game.
I think it's clear through 2 games their best defensive player has been Isaac Gifford.
Yeah. Yep. Feast hasn't been bad either.
Yeah, he's just so limited because he wears down. Like that frame, and I don't mind it, but he could probably use about another 10 pounds. Another 10 pounds, about another 1.5 inches.
Yeah.
I mean, it is it's dark in there when you play on the inside. It's dark in there. Darkness, everyone. Darkness.
Big Red Overreaction on 1620 The Zone, 1019 The Keg, brought to you by Coors Light, keeping Nebraska chill. We head back to the Les Hills Harley Davidson hotline, and we check in with Randy. Hi, Randy.
Mr. Benning, it's me again. Welcome back. Oh, yeah, I'm here. Here I am today.
Is this the Grim Reaper?
Oh, my God.
What's happening?
What is
Say, I'm new here. What's going on?
Is
this
Bonesaw? Oh, Mr. Harper, it's the Macho Man. You haven't experienced it yet. Oh, yeah, but I'm back.
What do you have, Mr. Savage?
Mr. Benning.
Yeah.
You don't give up on a brother. Frost is a brother.
Yeah.
We're going 11-1. I tell you what. Yeah, the cream always rise to the top. That's what's gonna happen, I tell you that much.
Listen, that's just kind of how it goes.
Is
with me
this how it
sometimes.
goes?
Yeah,
Why do people feel? Why does everybody feel like they know you?
I don't know, man. Easy target, but the Macho Man is on record, 11-1.
Maybe it's my fault. I made a snap into a Slim Jim reference on the morning show earlier this week. That was my
Yeah,
fault.
he probably gets in once a year.
Well, he waited 20 minutes for that one.
Yeah, it's kind of how it goes.
Got some time. Okay, let's try again.
Kind of how it goes.
Back to the Les Hills Harley Davidson hotline where we find Mark. Hi, Mark.
How's it going?
Great.
Well, hello, Mark. Is this a normal call or where are we at?
I just was calling in to say the fact that they didn't wilt when they probably could have in the first half. That was impressive to me, and the way that they put North Dakota away in the second half after making the adjustments they needed to, it was incredible. And one last thing, I want to mention Anthony Grant. What a performance by him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely incredible.
Yeah, he did
Thanks,
a lot.
Mark.
He did a lot with a little because I thought, Nebraska got a little right-handed for a while running the ball, and then it was a little left-handed, and they showed you some unbalance, and they had some new wrinkles. I think some of that they took from Northwestern. Actually, what I didn't think Northwestern would do to Nebraska, Nebraska did to North Dakota.
Yeah.
Although they used Borkature
Mhm.
as opposed to Skaronski, but the same look, right? So you always have to understand eligible versus ineligible. Ineligible.
Stepping back, shifting
Yeah,
down.
so I mean,
Yeah.
it's a nice little wrinkle, copycat league. Do what you do, but I'm not going to be the guy that says, "Well, it's just North Dakota," because it's bigger. It's deeper than that for me as a guy that understands how these guys typically think on the day to day.
It's always about them.
They need to get over the mental hump, right? It's not about the opponent. So I don't say, well, it was just such and such, because for 5 years we haven't been able to say that. Well, it was just such and such. Well, it was just a team that had 53 guys on scholarship. I mean, who
How
cares?
worried were we?
Who cares who they're playing?
How worried were we mentally after what happened last week?
Extremely.
Extremely would be the correct word. And then how worried were we at halftime when it was 7-7 and they really hadn't done anything in the first half? Extremely.
Yeah.
And they got over it.
Yeah. I mean, Caleb's calling me on his way back from Lincoln asking me if I'm okay. I'll be all right.
He's okay.
It's okay.
right
It's
here.
okay. You're a Nightbird fan?
Turn
Did
on
you
the
see her
radio.
when she got all the golden tickets. R.I.P.
No.
You don't watch America's Got Talent?
No.
You know what?
What do you think I watch? I don't watch anything.
You watch the Royals.
I watched the
If I
Royals.
ask you who pinch hit in the 7th inning 3 nights ago, you'd tell me. But you don't know, like a national story?
No.
God, you watch some
The
team
Royals
with,
are my
you watch
national
some team
story.
with like 47 wins who are just down to like their 48th guy on the roster, pinch run, and you're like, yes!
Yeah.
About time you get him involved in the lineup.
No.
But if I said, hey, Connor, have you seen, I don't know,
The most popular, the new Game of
Avengers?
Thrones show.
Yeah.
No, I haven't
What
seen
are you talking about?
I did watch the Royals a couple nights ago.
There's a Damon Targaryen you got to watch.
Yeah, apparently that guy's kind of a not a good guy.
Well, no one is really
let
a
you
good
guys go
person.
ahead.
Oh, go ahead then, Dan. What do you got? I don't know anything about it. What do you got? Dan gives me the palms.
Dan,
up,
what's your Thrones
which I
take?
can't stand. I kick palms up guys off the field.
Yeah, that's why we
Damon
don't have a live studio
Targaryen
audience.
is super tight.
Is he?
Yeah.
Like
he's
tight
like,
as in good, like
oh,
like I
yeah.
would use it in the 90s?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. He's got a real tight butt. Hashtag Matt Smith butt. Hashtag Big Red
Dan-
Overreaction.
Dan's talking to you, man.
Hey, did you say tight?
Tweet.
In his bunda?
Tweet.
Dan,
Tight
what,
bunda.
What gives you like
Dan is insane.
Dan, why would you think that I cared about how fit he was?
I don't know. You seem like a
I
big
seem
tight
like
end
a
guy.
fit butt guy.
You seem like a big fit butt
I
guy.
appreciate that. I must be wearing that.
It goes calves,
Hey.
butts.
This
and then
segment's
shoulders.
over. This segment's over.
What is Dan doing though?
Why is
And
Dan
why-
here?
And why did Dan seem and Chance is continually asking him questions? Like I don't have any idea what
They're just bouncing some live studio audience, bouncing some thoughts off of each other. All right, there's still time to get in on this. By the way,
I've never seen. I've seen 3 episodes of Game of Thrones in my entire life, and that was in Dallas too. No, I don't.
Okay.
Somebody said Damon the other day, and Chance goes, "Well, people should remember that. It's a more common name."
That's a good chance.
There's a Damon in the new Ring of Power, Ice, Fire, Thrones thing, and I was like, "What?
Dragons?"
His is Daemon.
Oh, that's great.
Oh,
that's great, Chance.
Mhm.
We're out here winning.
402-951-1620. Big Red Overreaction is
doing
brought
big
to you
things.
by
And Dan is nuts.
Equitable Bank, where we take banking personally.
I knew when I walked in here. What'd I say? I said, "Oh boy, here we go with these two yahoos. It's Chance and Dan.
I'm
double stack."
training him.
We got some tweets. We got some calls that we still have to get to.
Yes, this is the Dan that lived next to a crack house. in Michigan.
38-17. The running back ran for almost 200 yards. You know, there's stuff to talk about.
Ooh,
There was a squib kick.
There was a squib kick, not an
Smith
onside.
and Jigba got rocked.
Notre Dame
But he
bringing
gets
it.
up and gets his helmet
The
back.
Domers are bringing it.
Yeah, they brought one to the dome, all right.
All right, we'll come back. 1620 to the zone and 1019 the K.
Hello, I'm Doug Nodgard with Equitable Bank. If you've been dissatisfied with your current banking situation, maybe it's time to move to a bank that works to deserve your business. We have an engaged staff that offers exceptional personalized service. We also have a great digital banking platform. We have 2 locations at 108th and Dodge or 202nd and Pacific. So if you're looking for a superior banking relationship, give us a call at 402-827-8100. We'll answer on the first ring. Equitable Bank, we take banking personally. Member FDIC.
It's Big Red Overreaction, brought to you by Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. Big Red Overreaction continues in 1 minute on 1620 The Zone and 1019 The K.
Sunday morning is all about church, eggs, and the Sunday paper. But right next to church, it's made for hot takes and reactions. Severe reactions. Michael Severe is back on 1620 The Zone with Severe Reaction. Sundays 8 to 10 and doesn't hold back on what went right and what went wrong on Saturday. He'll also take calls from the most important voice of all, yours. Severe Reaction. Sundays from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Powered by Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. Only on 1620 The Zone.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Big Red Overreaction is on the air, featuring the most important voice of all, yours. Brought to you by Burton AC, Heating, Plumbing, and more. When your plumbing's hurting, just call Burton. Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. And Coors Light, keeping Nebraska chill.
That's a 14-yard pickup. Huskers line up quickly. 2 to the near side, 1 to the far side. Turn. Give it off to Grant. He picks his way inside the 45, bounces to the outside. 40, 35, 30. Foot race now. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Nebraska.
All right, it's Anthony Grant. His touchdown run, but we're not going to crown him.
No need to put his jersey in the banners, and that might be an Ohio State touchdown.
It sure is.
Touchdown, Buckeyes. Running after the catch. Weird. They have about 4 receivers whose names are hard to pronounce, but that was a Mecca. Ekbuka.
Yeah. Oh, look, Ohio State has another really fast receiver.
Yeah, it's weird that they had like 7 of the top 10 wide receivers in the last 2 years.
Connor Happer, Damon Benning with you on Big Red Overreaction.
And
on
I think
1620
BYU
The
just
Zone.
scored again.
And yeah, they're what, 38-0 now?
No, that's a mollywop.
1620 The Zone, 1019 The Keg. Big Red Overreaction is brought to you by Coors Light, keeping Nebraska chill. Back to the phones, we have Jay, who has been patiently waiting. Hi, Jay.
What's going on, fellas?
Uh-oh. What's up, buddy? How are you?
Hey. This is very interesting, sir. This was the first time I
have called Big Red Overreaction.
yeah.
Yeah, Connor's a big fan, so he'll like this. I mean, he's kind of weird like that.
It's a little crazy. So the Randy Macho Man wins the day, though.
Yeah.
No matter what he said, the voice is always. It is what it is.
I got a couple guys on Twitter that don't think that was a very good impersonation, man. What would you give it? Like a 6 or 7?
Like a 6.5, but it's just the effort. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Macho Man is dope. You got to get Macho Man. That's one of my. I don't even watch wrestling, but you know what I'm saying. He's a draw.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But here we go. I figured it out, Damon.
What's up?
This is what's going on the offense. Today was the perfect example, my friend. I think you have a real conflict right now. I don't think Whipple knows like his running plays, like his bread and butter running plays. He doesn't know them quick enough to call on the fly. You know what I mean? Like in places that he should be running some of Coach Frost style running plays, he's running his. And I don't know if the play sheet is being evenly distributed, if you will. So you saw him in the second half, even on the national broadcast, it seemed like he took the script a little bit, right?
Sure did.
And you saw some more of his, you know what I'm saying, style running plays, right? Now, if we could get an even distribution where they could get like, you know, a real script together where Whipple is confident in calling those plays, then I think it's a match made in heaven. But if there's a conflict, then you see what you see in the first half. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because in reality, I think you have to give Frost his props. His style of play calling, those you know, you want to call them tricky, but they're just really very good schemed plays, right? It hides the deficiency on the offensive line.
Let me ask you something real quick, Jay, before I let you finish. Something or nothing that Coach Frost said, I'm not going to ever get into that with his reply to who calls plays, but I think we need to continue to cooperate and work with one another. How's that?
Yeah, that means exactly what I just said. There's a conflict. There's something there. There's a little friction. And I think it's just about how quick Whipple can do it. And you got to realize this, too. What we love in Whipple is the fact that he's stubborn and he's been in the game long enough to make so many mistakes that he can tell you when he made that mistake before. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's dope about him. The sad part about that, the flip coin of that is he's stubborn in the fact that he knows what he's going to call in the moment. And in the moment, he's thinking of him, not Frost. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So that's just a little twist. But all right, next to that, I love Huskers, man, but he getting cooked, man.
Hey, listen, but you got to admit he did get better as the game went on.
He did, but he getting cooked.
I told you guys he wasn't ready yet.
Yeah, man, he's not. And I put my foot in my mouth. But I love to see him play. His effort is still there. He's trying, but goodness gracious, right? I don't know what to say about that. I got a lot of feelings about that, but I don't know if I'm gonna put them out there. But let me say this too: the D line. I don't know what they did to number 97 and number 93 from last year. That still had a little bit of more, you know, what I'm saying, some more snaps in them. Golly, if we could have 97 right now, boy, our life would be completely different. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why he left. 93, goodness gracious, I wish he was here too. But the fellas that we got worked hard today. And you saw a little bit of this too. I think you saw that Garrett Nelson and Connor like to be on the field together on both bookends. They love that. They played with a little bit more tenacity when they're on the field together. They like to meet at the quarterback. No shade to Mathis, but again, I think if we could have distributed some of that NIL bread to them dudes from last year, still got Mathis. It would be something else. Other than that, man, the offense looks okay. Other than the conflict, and we'll see what happens next week, man. TBR, man.
Thanks,
Jay. Hey, where's my man Troop? I need to get Josh on the phone.
What's the shirt say?
NIL bread.
Get that NIL bread.
Hey, we need to get some of
that's
that.
everybody's reaction when O'Shawn does anything.
We need to get some of that NIL bread. You know, you feel me? All right, Jay. Hey, so the thing about Garrett Nelson, we still got to get better against the run. Still kind of one-dimensional with that, but that can come with – he's just got to see it more, man. He's got to see it more because they'll continue to try to pick on him with the read game and the pin and pull kick game. So hey, just got to see it a little more, but we're growing.
Let's go back to the offense real quick. They have personnel.
NIL bread.
They have personnel from bits of offenses from what it was last year.
Yes, they do.
What it was a couple years ago.
Yes, they do.
What it is right now, or what it's attempting to be right now. And they are trying to do a whole bunch of different things, including the offense that they're attempting to do right now, which is different with Mark Whipple. And
is it weird that Casey Thompson still finished in the negative, but you remember 3 plays that he gained like 17 yards?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's just they got a little pressure to him today.
Yep. Got sacked a couple times.
Yeah. It's all right.
But it's so how does this play out over the next couple of weeks? What does this offense become? They are at a crossroads.
They are.
They are at a crossroads.
Who are you, like busy?
I'm like Jay. I'm like, they got a situation.
You can beat me. Look, Dan is nuts.
Dan knows all your references.
Dan
Dan needs to be your co-host.
Dan is really doing. We'd never finish the show.
No, there would be no conversation. It would just be talking about references.
Yeah, crack houses. And how do I say that place in Michigan where you were from? Poughkeepsie? Okay, where's the other place? Ishpeming.
Crossroads. Meet me at the crossroads. Exactly. This is where they're at right now.
We'll see how it plays out. I'm telling you, Coach Frost was feeling pretty emotional about something. I can't wait to figure out what it is. Was it an I told you so moment? Is it a breaking point? What if it's a positive breaking point and Coach Whipple was like, hey, okay, listen, let's dap up. Or you'd say like shake hands or high five or something. And
I am white.
And they would like come together. And maybe Coach Frost was like, hey, he was having a moment. That's probably not it, but but it could be.
Something like that happens. It obviously is a moment, right?
Yeah, because the problem so far, you can't turn a blind eye to the fact that it worked.
The problem so far has been the inability to effectively communicate what he wants.
What I think we have here is
am I wrong about that?
No.
So maybe for it to be out there in the open, in public, he's holding a play sheet. He's clearly calling his plays in the second half.
Hey, dude said, I'm not getting into that right now.
He said, I'm not getting into that. But they got to talk about it. They got to figure it out. And maybe this opens the door for that to happen, like you said, Damon. But I don't know what this thing's going to be next week.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's going to be next week.
Well, you got one more week to kind of figure it out. I liked Oklahoma today. I didn't love Oklahoma today. I can't wait to go home and watch that at some point tonight if I ever eat today.
Yeah, I guess we'll eat. And won't be having a cob, I don't think.
Corn.
You end up seeing the kid, right? Okay.
Yeah. I had seen him before on TikTok. I thought you said it was a documentary.
No.
So I was like, I haven't seen
They probably will be soon.
Yeah, I had seen that little guy. And you know what? I thought when I first saw it, I thought they were exploiting black kids. So I didn't think it was that funny. But now that it's grown legs, I think it's pretty funny. No, I'm serious. I was like, why are they playing on the fact that this kid is pretty one-dimensional? I didn't like how they made fun of Lil Terrio either because he was overweight.
Oh.
You know, Lil Terrio probably couldn't read, but they were
I miss Terrio. Did we ever figure out what happened to him?
Well, he's growing up, so he's not like Lil Terrio anymore. He's just Terrio.
Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh, kill him. Ooh.
Big Red Overreaction is brought to you by Burton. When you're plumbing certain, just call Burton. Connor Happer, Damon Benning with you. We have plenty to come, including your calls at 402-951-1620 on the Los Hills Harley-Davidson hotline. Big Red Overreaction back with more next on 1620 The Zone and 1019 The Keg.
Right now with Burton AC Heating, Plumbing, and more, you can get a furnace safety check and cleaning for only $55 and 5 cans of food. In other words, as you turn on the heat and turn in 5 cans of food, you'll help support our community by feeding families in need. All donations go to benefit Food Bank for the Heartland. Book your service today at justcallburton.com.
When the buzzards are silver, just come for the silver. He will fix it right.
It's Big Red Overreaction, brought to you by Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. Big Red Overreaction continues in 1 minute on 1620 The Zone and 1019 The Keg.
Hello, I'm Doug Nodgard with Equitable Bank. If you've been dissatisfied with your current banking situation, maybe it's time to move to a bank that works to deserve your business. We have an engaged staff that offers exceptional personalized service. We also have a great digital banking platform. We have 2 locations at 108th and Dodge or 202nd and Pacific. So if you're looking for a superior banking relationship, give us a call at 402-827-8100. We'll answer on the first ring. Equitable Bank, we take banking personally. Member FDIC.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
More info and opinions on Big Red than one station can handle. Now on 2 stations. Big Red Overreaction postgame on 1620 The Zone and 1019 The K. Sound off. 402-951-1620. Big Red Overreaction is sponsored by Burton AC Heating, Plumbing, and more. When your plumbing's hurting, just call Burton. Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. And Coors Light, keeping Nebraska chill.
Gets the snap, hands it off to Smith, bounces to the outside. He's going to first hand it a lot more. 40 to the 50 to the 40, weaving back to the middle of the field. Buford can't get him. He's to the 20, 15, down to the 9, down to the 7-yard line. Is Isaiah Smith. Buford able to save a touchdown by bringing him down, but a big bust on run coverage that time of the Black Shirts, and North Dakota in business at the Nebraska 6.
Big Red Overreaction on 1620 The Zone and 1019 The Keg is brought to you by Equitable Bank, where we take banking personally. Let's head back to the phones.
That's my man, old man Doug.
Maybe this is him. It's
hey,
Doug.
Did you ever struggle to say equitable?
Yes.
Yeah, it's tough.
More at first than now, but I think I stumbled on one during this very
Just
show.
say it real quick. Say Equitable Bank.
Equitable Bank.
How many B's did you put in there?
Just one.
I thought I heard a bubble.
Equitable?
Equitable Bank.
It's Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. To the phones, we have Doug on the line. I don't know if this is the Doug, but it's Doug. Hi, Doug.
Hey, guys. Love listening to you.
Thank you.
Hi, Doug.
Hi, Damon.
Wow, he got me. Okay, Doug, I take all that back.
Wow.
I
got to say, it's just, I get so tired at this point, especially in year 5, of the callers that call in and, you know, they point out the small little things that might be positive and little things that we might be able to build on. And you guys, I feel bad for you guys because you have to try to spin it and make it sound good and be good. And
I'm not a spin guy, Doug.
Well, no, I think you do your best to try to make it sound as good as you can when I know inside you want to say some other stuff.
Doug thinks I'm polishing a turd. I'm not polishing a turd.
A little bit. You got to put lipstick on a pig sometimes in your position. I'm not judging.
I am happy that they actually showed some resolve for once when it got nut cutting time and they didn't panic. Like, I'm genuinely happy for that because the team's psyche is so weak, you know, like that's a plus.
Don, I get it. Yeah, though they were laying on him a little bit late in the game, and that was good. You're right. I don't disagree with that at all. I mean, it's not just about today, though. We struggled against a team that's not good. We lost last week against a team that, you know, we don't know. Maybe they'll end up having a good year, but they're not that good of a team. This isn't about today only. It's not about last week only. It's about the last 4 years and where we want to be in 3 to 5 to 7 to 10 years. That's what kills me is listening to these callers and I just feel bad for them because they're holding on to something that's not real. It's not. Frost is not a good head coach. He may be a good positions coach. He may be a good coordinator. He's not a good head coach. He's not a leader. And I'm saying everything that I think everybody agrees with to some extent.
Well, the data suggests you're correct.
Yeah, well, exactly. I mean, the guy has lost more conference games than any other head coach that we've ever had. I mean, he hasn't. I don't know that he's beat in the last 3 years. I don't know that he's beat a team with a winning record. It's embarrassing to have to just realize that stuff, and to hold on to this and to hope and to cling to this is just it's hard. It's hard to hear and listen, and it just I hate not being excited about Nebraska football because I grew up in the golden age. Damon, I'm your age, and I had you guys. I had Nebraska basketball. It was, man, that was good living back then, and maybe I got spoiled by it because that's as good as it gets. But these guys, we're talking about 3 to 5 to 10 years down the road. Fine, I get Trev Alberts last year keeping Frost around. I don't think Alberts had the time, frankly, to find the guy he wanted to get. He played the hand he was dealt. He cut, he got some money out of it. He got some money cut out of the buyout. He worked with Frost a little bit. Not that he doesn't think that it can't work. He's playing the hand he was dealt. He did the best he could. I get why Frost is here, but the people that are holding on to this, thinking that Frost being around this year for the next 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, whatever it is, I hope that doesn't happen because that's not going to be good for Nebraska football. I hope that Trev. I trust I don't know him. I believe that he's a businessman and he's looking at, and when he got here, he was looking at the Rolodex and he's got some guys lined up because something's got to change. And it needs to start at the top. He's not a leader. He knows more football than I'll ever know. But that doesn't make him a great leader. It doesn't make him a great head coach. So I just, it's good for those guys. They showed a little fire in the second half and that's nice, but it's not happening. And I just hope that the brass in charge gets it. I hope Trev makes the call that he needs to make at the end of the year. I hope he finds a good head coach who's willing to pay some big bucks. I mean, I hope a head coach is smart enough to say, I don't need $10 million a year. I don't think we need a big splash hire. I think we need a guy who's humble enough, smart enough to say, I need some really good coordinators, and I'm willing to pay through the nose to get those great coordinators to make our team work. So that's it. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, Doug. Appreciate it.
Yeah. So Doug was me. Wow, is anybody going to tackle Richardson?
I don't think anybody was really close to him.
Doug was me on the second quarter. Okay, I'm exactly Doug, right? 100% true serum. But the one thing, it's not lipstick on a pig. And I get why he would say that because I don't know how sustainable it is. If Coach Frost is the type of guy that says, "See, I told you," and he force feeds it, it's not going to work.
Right.
If there was some sort of collaborative effort where there's a meeting of the minds and it's like, oh, okay, this is how the blend's going to work, you give yourself at least a chance. I have to compartmentalize.
There's two people involved.
Yeah, and I have to compartmentalize the fact that this microphone is killing me. I'm going to compartmentalize that. I do think that this team was so weak mentally that I consider the way that they played the second half and how they went about doing it without panicking is a positive.
Small picture, big picture.
They've never done that. Yeah, it's just macro versus micro. Yep. Now, Frost didn't change overnight, though, right? So there still has to be some growth and maturity that come with it. I understand what Doug's saying. He wasn't. I mean, if he sounds like a guy that is not interested in prolonging the inevitable. But that's where we're at right now because you don't want them. I don't think as a fan you want. That's a great catch by Notre Dame right there, by the way. You don't want them to lose, but you don't want fool's gold either. You want something tangible that you can believe in, and today wasn't it in its totality. But if you're looking for something to hang on to, it's in essence getting the letter from the girl that moved that said, "Hey, just thought I'd drop you a note." It's enough to keep you in there, not enough to continue to cry over.
Yeah, and going back to the press conference too. And
yeah, that one was interesting. I got a lot of questions I'll figure out too by Monday.
And it includes everything. There's a lot there, and the question that you're asking is,
And what was he emotional about? Because he's definitely emotional.
Yep.
And I'm not reading into that. I think it's important. And I wouldn't say that again if I didn't think it was.
Yep.
I know how he gets when he gets fired up.
Yeah, you can hear it in his voice.
Yeah. I'm surprised because you know what Doug's probably having a hard time reconciling? What are you calling the timeouts for?
Yeah, well, what are you calling the timeouts for?
Right? I know that's in the back of Doug. He's like, this guy is really calling timeouts, and you're celebrating that they ran the ball in the second half.
I just get the and he talks about this all the time and how it manifests itself in his players, but guys trying to do too much.
Yeah, man.
And guys trying to make the one play. Yeah. And it just feels like he shoulders
live to fight another down. Because I think he wants
everything.
I think the pressure is he wants to be their hero. He wants to be their hero, and he's got to be their leader.
And he's got all that stuff on his plate.
That's why you say what you say about Ramir and Gabe.
Absolutely.
Oh, I know. Believe me. It's not psychoanalytical babble. It's a lot in there. It's a lot in there.
All right. 402-951-1620. It's Big Red Overreaction brought to you by Coors Light, keeping Nebraska chill.
Ooh, you're going right to him because you love him. Go ahead, get your man crush on.
Who?
Do you not like Hobbs?
I don't.
Everybody loves
Who is Hobbs? Do we know? I know Hobbs?
Oh, wow.
Dan feels like he knows Hobbs.
I'm
not skipping Darren. I'm going in line.
Do I look like a guy that can read the time? Do you know how far away that is? What's the order?
It's going to go Darren. And then it's going to go Hobbs, and then it's going to go.
Dang,
Zach.
Darren was sitting. That's a 12, right?
Darren's been sitting for 13.
Yeah, your boy left his readers in the car.
So we're getting
Darren.
Darren in. Hi, Darren.
Hey, good evening.
See, when you say, I'm afraid to say hi because, Doug gave me a little zinger. I said, hi, Doug. And he's like, hi, Damon. What's up, Darren?
Well, I get it why everybody's a little bit off on Frost because one winning season in 7 years, but we're giving a lot of hate and stuff to Whipple and stuff, but what Shenander proved to us, given, a bend and don't break defense, that's great if you can score 50 points, but when you're only scoring 20 to 30, that's not a great deal. I really believe that you take and lose him, and when it gets to the end of the year, it's either Frost, you have another year, or you fire Shenander. Where do we go from there?
That
Darren.
is a first. And that's a first.
We're jumping there. Yeah. Well, I mean, you're not going to fire Shenander.
No.
I mean, that goes without saying. But you do have to find a way to play complementary football.
Yeah, that's the thing. We talked about that a lot last week, right? They have yet to have a year where they're on the same page. I mean, would you take giving up 306 total yards?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a good day.
In this day and age, you probably would too. Would you take 4.4 per play?
Yes, you would.
That's what Nebraska gave up.
Once again,
how about 5.5 per completion?
Yeah,
you take that too.
You
right?
definitely take that. Yeah.
But what you wouldn't take is the 5.3 per carry. So there is some bend, but don't break to that. But what happened was North Dakota was 3 of 3 inside the red zone. That's how it yielded points.
They had an idea of maybe, and Shenander talked about this right before the first game. I want to see if the defense can be what they think they can be, what I think they can be. And you always have an idea going into it with all the new personnel and new guys that you're mixing in, but you don't know how it's going to go. And right now, I think they're still sort of guessing.
That's fair.
I think they're still sort of guessing.
That's fair.
And maybe the answers aren't there. And maybe you have to figure out a way to scheme around that.
I know one thing, though. It appears when he had the presser last Monday that some guys that earned the opportunity to play more along the D-line earned some more snaps. He's talking about win.
Yeah, for sure. He was out there more today.
That's we hold that truth to be self-evident.
Let's head back to the phones here. Les Hills Harley Davidson Hotline. Once again, Big Red Overreaction on 1620 The Zone and 1019 The Keg is brought to you by Burton. When your plumbing's hurting, just call Burton. Let's head to Hobbs. Hi, Hobbs.
Hello. I haven't had the pleasure of meeting you yet.
That's what I thought.
Welcome.
Yes, thank you, Hobbs.
Yeah,
the loquacious one. What's up, Hobbs?
You're probably not gonna like what I'm gonna say there.
Oh, it's all good. I'm not a fan. I mean, I'm a fan, but I'm not delusional. It ain't gonna hurt my feelings.
So I'm really trying to be excited about this, right? I just can't. I mean, it's North Dakota we wore down. You know,
You don't have to be excited.
If it was gross on the other side and they did the same thing, you know, I mean, and they had to do it against somebody of comparable talent for me to say, okay, maybe we are moving in the right direction, right? I mean, I'm happy, but it's year 5 and we still don't know what the hell we want to do on offense. You know, and I keep seeing the same things. And you said weak mentally. I mean, it's year 5 and Frost has been on the job training in the most expensive conference in the country. We're going to adjust to them. And it's year 5 and this is what we're doing 7-7 at halftime. And I know people want to get mad about the defense, and I trust Chenander more than I trust Frost because I've seen him over time, what he can do with development, right? I don't see that on the offensive side of the ball. 85 touching the ball on the block punt. Oliver Martin still has a jersey, but Ramirez on a milk carton. And the only thing I will say about the defense, celebrating on 4th and 2, not knowing it was 4th and go, that's situational. I mean, how do you not know, you know, what down and distance it is?
Yeah, that was
16
tough.
back there. Yeah, and 16 back there returning kicks. I mean, some of these guys, no disrespect to them personally. You know what I mean? I mean, because I don't have any athletic talent either, and I get it. But the 16 back there returning kicks after all summer we heard about Trey Palmer and how good he was at LSU. I mean, you know,
Tommy Hill is pretty good.
Say what?
Tommy Hill is pretty good as a punt returner.
You know, I'm just saying. We seem to be going insane. And I don't want to become this revolving door of coaches. But hell, the Big Ten just signed what? You know, $1 billion deal. I think we can afford it. You know, let's go through a couple of these guys and make them millionaires till we find somebody who knows what the hell they're doing out there. Because, bro, this ain't it. I'm telling you, this ain't it.
Oh, man.
Thanks, Hobbs.
Hobbs here he is not in the Zach Weinmaster Return Punts fan club.
The personnel things are still weird.
Yeah,
they're still weird.
No, I get it. I completely 100% get it. I don't understand, but what we don't know, and you know, I just need a little time. Like, I don't know where guys are with discipline.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on to be able to say anything with confidence at this particular juncture, but I will. We'll figure it out.
All right. Once again, Big Red Overreaction on 1620 The Zone and 1019 The Keg is brought to you by Equitable Bank, where we take banking personally.
Let's do one more. Let's take a break. Do one more segment. Doc, Zach, you'll close it out. We'll take a quick break. We'll get those 2 calls.
Love that idea, Damon.
You like that idea?
Great call.
I'm going to get you a Coors Light. How about that?
Excellent. Well, Big Red Overreaction is brought to you by Coors Light, keeping Nebraska chill. We will come back and we will round it out with a couple calls.
People.
Thoughts from you next on 1620 The Zone and 1019 The Keg.
Hello, I'm Doug Nodgard with Equitable Bank. If you've been dissatisfied with your current banking situation, maybe it's time to move to a bank that works to deserve your business. We have an engaged staff that offers exceptional personalized service. We also have a great digital banking platform. We have 2 locations at 108th and Dodge or 202nd and Pacific. So if you're looking for a superior banking relationship, give us a call at 402-827-8100. We'll answer on the first ring. Equitable Bank, we take banking personally. Member FDIC.
It's Big Red Overreaction, brought to you by Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. Big Red Overreaction continues in 1 minute on 1620 The Zone and 1019 The Keg.
Sunday morning is all about church, eggs, and the Sunday paper. But right next to church, it's made for hot takes and reactions. Severe reactions. Michael Severe is back on 1620 The Zone with Severe Reaction. Sundays 8 to 10 and doesn't hold back on what went right and what went wrong on Saturday. He'll also take calls from the most important voice of all, yours. Severe Reaction. Sundays from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Powered by Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. Only on 1620 The Zone.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain Cold Refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
More info and opinions on Big Red than one station can handle. Now on 2 stations. Big Red Overreaction postgame on 1620 The Zone and 1019 The K. Sound off 402-951-1620. Big Red Overreaction is sponsored by Burton AC Heating, Plumbing, and more. When your plumbing's hurting, just call Burton. Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. And Coors Light, keeping Nebraska chill.
Thompson is going to try to avoid that, but he throws the interception. It is picked off and returned down inside the 10. Wyatt Pedigo right over the middle. The sophomore from Hoisington, Kansas, with a pick, and it is going to be 1st and goal for the Hawks.
Chance just had to finish us off on the interception.
Hey, Caleb Williams is 18 of 21 for 2 and some change with a couple of touchdowns.
How's Luke McCaffrey doing in that game?
No, but if you're 18, I don't think you could you do 18 of 21 on air?
With people moving? No.
Yeah, like just on air. Like let's say you're playing 7. It's not even 7 on 7.
I bet I could, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say not.
18 to 21?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't go Spencer Petras and throw it over guys' heads.
Well, who are you, Arlen Bruce or somebody?
Are we doing another stunt where you try to attempt something you say you can do?
Yeah, 18 to 21 on air. That's the next.
McCaffrey has 5 for 51 right now.
I always thought he'd be a pretty good wide receiver.
You're dumb. Wow.
Connor Happer, Damon Benning with you on Big Red Overreaction on 1620 The Zone and 1019 The Keg. That's brought to you by Coors Light, keeping Nebraska chill. We head back.
Adrian Martinez, 9 of 11.
To the phones, and we have Zach on the Les Hills Harley Davidson hotline. Hi, Zach.
Hi, how are you guys doing?
Good. What's up, Zach?
All right, so couple things. First off, this is in response to Doug.
Doug that said, hi, Damon. That Doug?
Yes, that Doug.
Okay.
First off, who's the head coach at Nebraska right now?
Scott Frost.
Okay, I don't give a crap who you think he should hire, Trev Albert should hire, until Scott Frost is fired or resigns or retires, whatever happens, just support the team. You can be critical or whatever, but, let's see where it goes from here. First half of today's game felt a lot like 2007 Ball State with Bill Callahan. Meaning that, this game shouldn't be where it is. It feels like the beginning of the end. Now, for the second time in 2 weeks, the team showed a little bit of resiliency. They came back after Northwestern, punched them in the mouth a little bit, given they didn't come back after the onside kick. But they came back again against North Dakota after they tied it and rallied off 21 straight. My last thing that really irritates me is they have, Damon, you played for them. They have team psychologists over there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So somebody needs to check on the offensive staff and see why the hell we are pulling Anthony Grant after he's dominating the game. All right. That's all I got to say.
Thank you, Zach.
Zach, he may have needed a breather.
He turned that one on us a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he couldn't be all rainbows and butterflies.
You didn't get an answer from the team psychologist on that one?
Maybe he gave Maybe he gave an I need one.
Tap.
I need one.
But you had to you go to Gabe Irvin, you go to and Allen got a touchdown at the end.
Allen, he's a shifty little thing.
Yeah, he's got some potential.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
He's got some oomph to him too.
Yeah. Grant just kept on making it happen though. I
my man makes dudes miss, doesn't he?
I'd be curious to hear about, exactly what, I don't know if we'll ever know this, but exactly sort of what goes into those decisions. Maybe it is a case, Damon, like you said, where he just needs to tap out for a second. He's carrying the ball a lot, that's for sure.
Jamie, who's hilarious. Jamie just said, "Did you just challenge the guy who claims he can land a plane?"
Yeah, well, I don't have time to explain it, but
you can't land a plane. I heard you.
I'll explain it to you.
I listen to you all the time.
I'll give you the case.
You're
for
not gonna land a plane.
I'll give you the case for it off the air.
Okay.
We get a tweet here from Cody who's wondering why we're wearing jackets. Well, Damon's wearing a jacket. I'm wearing a short sleeve hoodie. I'm going Belichick tonight.
Does he not know that they keep this studio on like 12?
This is one thing. Damon always wears jackets, but he is right underneath the vent.
I wore long sleeves last night in Grand Island. It was 94. Yeah. And I guarantee you I was a lot cooler than anybody else out there that was letting the sun beat down on their
It was
little
cool
narrow
this
arms.
morning. I felt an opportunity.
It
to
was
bust out a hood.
cool. It was cool.
Got the hood out. It was a lovely day.
Yeah.
I got up to 81, 82, something like that here in town. Weatherman. Weather update.
Oh man.
Big Red Overreaction brought to you by Burton. When you're plumbing certain, just call Burton. All right, back to the phones one final time, and then we'll have our final thoughts here.
Hey, why does the guy that does the commercials say equitable so much easier than we do?
Maybe it's because he runs the place.
No, it's not Doug. It was the big voice
Oh.
guy. That's not the big voice guy.
Well, it's not live for him.
Oh,
he gets to try it.
But it's Memorex. Do you even remember those commercials? God, nothing can be funny to you because you don't know anything.
What? I think stuff's fine.
Like the CDs? What? Yes, it's live. It's not Memorex. There's no one in this room that knows.
Does this
that
predate
reference.
me?
Probably.
Yeah.
You're only what, 30?
I'm 30.
I had a
Jiminy Christmas.
Born 1992.
A college radio station. You had to cut CDs on the Memorex because we didn't have a way to save them.
There you are, Chance. Where you been
He
all
knows.
my life?
He knows. Chance gets your
They
reference.
still sell them at Target.
Back to the Les Hills Harley Davidson hotline. We have Doc. Doc's been patiently waiting. Hi, Doc.
Yeah, gentlemen, go
TikTok.
for it. DB, you read my vibe. I'm going sunshine and rainbows on you, partner. Mr. Grant is a running back, is he not?
It's pretty legit.
Yeah, and it's good to see us get home on the corner blitz.
Just missed one earlier too.
Yeah, caused some turnovers, getting in the backfield, man, makes it happen. Our kickers, by the way, I am very pleased about the future of the strong legs that we have. That guy gets in a rhythm, and it's going to be good. Receivers going up for balls, just as.
Hey, how about if Palmer
grabbed
doesn't
one.
make that high? He doesn't high point that ball.
They're in trouble. It's 3rd and 12. and
Hey,
they're
I mean,
backed up.
how about that?
Yeah, it gets trouble.
Yeah. And, props to Casey sticking in, good run game on him. QB run game. Saw some option. So sunshine and rainbows, buddy.
Yeah. There's like no one within.
continue it.
Thanks, Doc.
no one within 4 yards of him on his own reads.
I know. It's almost like it works as a curveball.
They're like
as a change of speed.
They're like, go ahead and feel free to keep that.
It's almost like if you slam these two offenses together and you found a way somehow,
Yeah.
then it could be something, Damon.
I mean,
don't know.
they pinch so hard to take away dive, right?
Yeah.
It's like if the Q keeps it, we're good.
It's almost like if they're not expecting it, then something could really work there. We didn't see any smothers today, by the way, in that curveball.
No.
That situation.
No, we
we
went
did-
the whole way home.
We did think for a second that there was going to be Casey Thompson injury, but he went into the tent a couple times. Maybe he's left his water bottle in there or something.
No, I don't know. I'm telling you, he's gutting out. I don't think he's anywhere near 100%.
Yeah. Well, he might be running some more over the next couple weeks too. But like I said, I mean, final thoughts, I guess.
Yeah, keep him upright though.
Yeah. So how, with all of that, and this is the big picture thought of the day, I guess, and it doesn't have to be big picture, sunshine and rainbows. Doesn't have to, be that, but small picture, one game at a time. They won the football game.
You know that
today.
it's really rainbows and butterflies. Right?
Rainbows and butterflies. What did I say?
We keep,
Rainbows and sunshine.
Yeah, we keep saying that.
Yeah, I guess that'd be.
That's okay.
You don't usually get those at the same time.
I think it's more a Maroon 5 thing. It's not always rainbows and butterflies. It's Whipple and Frost.
It's
but the
compromise
that moves them along. Yeah.
Chance literally face planted right there.
Chance deep down knows.
He liked it. I think
I am low key hilarious.
I think he liked it.
Yeah.
expecting
listen. Is anybody watching Wisconsin?
No.
Okay. Allen has 7 carries for 116 yards.
That's a lot of cheddar.
November 19th.
Go Yotes.
November 19th.
Yeah, it's all good. Can they throw the ball forward though?
Yeah, well, they may not have to, or be.
Oh, nah, it is 2022. You got to be able to throw the ball a little bit.
Well, if your running back has what 7 carries and
Yeah,
what?
7 for $116 currently.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I just want to see what's going on with the quarterback sitch. So I'm like all in. I'm locked in to see what
Was Mertz like 1 for 1 with 4 yards? Seriously,
he's doing better than just playing a little bit of catch. Currently, Graham Mertz is 6 of 7 for 59 yards.
Nice. So forward is a word that we use here, but it doesn't really apply all that much.
Oh man.
It's a little bit more sideways than it is forward.
So typically with 7 for 116, you've had a long run. You need to watch the highlight. What
Is
do
it
you
like
think?
2020?
How long do you think his longest run was? He's got 7 for 116.
Let's guess based on what you're saying, 28.
Chance?
I bet he cut one for 34.
Yeah. Times 2.5. 96 yarder for Mr. Allen.
Oh, you really tricked us.
That big fast guy went for 96 of them.
Okay, yeah, that'll help the average.
Wait.
That'll help the average.
Yes, indeed.
All right, we do not have shows on Monday, so we get another day to sort of sit on this one a little bit.
We'll be back on the practice field at 6:30 on Monday morning. How about that?
That sounds fun.
Yeah, you want to catch me outside?
Yeah, we could do
I've always wanted to say that to see if I can make
How about
like
that?
50 minutes. Yeah, listen, that little girl is rich. Okay,
she figured out the internet.
No, yeah, she figured out OnlyFans.
That's what I meant. You know, she figured it out.
Chance is like, what's OnlyFans? It's for the people that are diehard wanting Nebraska to win. Wow.
38-17.
That's your final.
38-17.
Photoshop on that one.
You might have a running back, but we're not crowning him.
You may have 2.
You got to figure out some offense and you got to figure out some defense still. So what has changed?
And we missed one of the great texts that said, why does Frost feel like he has to play everybody? Some of those guys he's just close to.
That's it, man. There's so much that goes
I think he feels like they weren't they didn't get. I don't know. We'll see. We got to do a little delving. Got to delve into it. Is delving a word? It's not quite like spelunking or something that gets.
I think it's like a DW 12.
DW as in Arthur.
Yeah.
Jewish
Dorsa.
Yeah. Watch
Winifred Reed.
That
was what it was.
Terrible cartoon.
Yeah, not good.
Show was good though.
It was okay. Great.
Yeah.
Well,
It's good. We could do this again.
Mac Brown's cousin, Mark Brown, is the author.
Hey, by the way, there was a thought going around this week. If you win on Big Red Overreaction, it's make it take it. So
no, I will be.
I'm not available.
And Lincoln next week.
I'm not available next week. It's my friend's wedding.
Again, get new friends.
Fall wedding?
Get new
Fall wedding on a
not
game
your
day.
friend.
Get new
enemy.
friends.
Look, I voiced my concerns.
How old?
30.
Wow, with a fall wedding.
September 10th.
Well,
would you like to send him your thoughts, your well wishes?
I just want to know, like, did he not have any say so? Was he cool with it? Did he pick the date?
He might tweet at you.
I just want to know, like, September 10th. Huh?
Yep. Well, that means I don't have to do Big Red Overreaction next week.
Hey, Connor, are you available? No, I'm at a wedding.
That's my one game.
Who gets married in the fall? Well, my buddy did. Any more questions?
I got a couple this fall. One during a game.
Are they sports fans?
Yep.
Like diehard?
All of them, yeah.
Oh, that's tough.
Yep.
Does he have like an earpiece he can wear?
I think we'll probably be able to tune it out for a night. You know, it's compartmentalizing.
Do any of them fall on October 1st?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm ever completely not paying attention to a Nebraska game.
Hey, by the way, you know you're scheduled to do October the Rutgers night, right? The Friday night?
Yeah, we'll probably be playing.
You will be playing. I have checked the schedule. You were hosting Carney that evening.
Yeah.
So me and somebody else.
Figure it out.
Thanks, Damon. This was fun.
Yeah, appreciate you.
It is brought to you by Coors Light, keeping Nebraska chill. Big Red Overreaction. The replays will be up shortly. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Once again, Nebraska gets their first win of the season, 38-17 against North Dakota. A lot to discuss, a lot to unpack still, and we will be able to do so starting tomorrow morning, by the way, or I guess continuing tomorrow morning with Severe Reaction. He'll be in 8 o'clock, and then the shows will start back up regularly Tuesday morning at 6. For Chance Oliver, hey, Chance, thanks.
You're welcome.
Dan, thank you too, although not exactly sure he brought something to the table.
He's training.
And for Damon Benning, I'm Connor Happer. This has been Big Red Overreaction.